This an all-out blitz, real hard hits, them other podcast trash, we gon' make them all quit. We cover all the topics with intelligence and logic. I know you wanna score, but ID gon' stop it. We from Texas, so that mean that we Texans. Breaking down the X's and O's, our profession. No complaining, just training, you see the progression. They had a Pro Bowl for talk shows, we get selected. We gon' celebrate every win like a birthday. Ray J with the news, first with all the updates. Spin move on the competition, yeah, we juking them. You not really in touch if you not tuning in. This is Crenshaw, Briggs, and VT. We want the touchdown, we not trying to go for 3. And it's best if you get up out the street, cause them bulls out the pen and they bout to stampede.
Hi everyone, and welcome to the Texans Fan Battle Podcast. Once again, I am joined by my amazing trio. With me, I got Mr. Crenshaw. Say what's up to the folks.
What up?
And as always, again, we got our sidekick, the space legend, Mr. BT. Say what's up, man.
What's going on?
And guys, you know, he's a regular. We're always happy to have him on. He's the number one defensive tackle in our hearts. We got Mr. Amobi Okoye. What's going on, man?
What's up? What's up? What's up, Texans fans? What's good?
Man, glad to have you on. It's always a pleasure to have you on.
I'm glad to be on, man. Glad to be on. Things. I feel like things are about to turn around. I feel like it's about to turn around.
I hope you're right, because I don't know how much more. If the Astros lose tonight and we lose tomorrow, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be sad, I guess. They're killing me. Well, guys, before we talk about what we're here for, we got some NFL news. Just real quick, we have some sad news: the passing of Mike Zimmer's son. I forget his first name. I'm sorry. To be more prepared, but he died at the age of 38, and he was the Bengals offensive assistant. So, yeah, so it's sad. 38, man, that's young. I mean,
how did he pass? What happened?
I haven't heard the details yet. B, did you hear anything?
I actually didn't see the details yet.
I don't think they released it to the public quite yet. And I also heard Coach McVay's grandfather, the old GM, he passed away as well. So, sad to hear that. Also, Andy Reid's son, Britt Reid, he got sentenced the other day, and he is looking at 3 years in prison for the manslaughter or driving under influence. So, yeah. I think they took a little easy on him, but hey, that's why I'm not paid to do it, because I'd be hard. You go to jail. You go to jail. Like everybody
goes to jail.
Yeah. So. Well, guys. Again, before we kick it off, we got the NFL trade deadline. Man, to me, it seemed like this was the craziest one we had in a while. Amobi, I'll kick it off to you first, man. What was the craziest trade you thought?
Well, for one, I thought the Texans would have done something, which we didn't. If I'm right, we didn't do anything, did we?
Nope, we tried, but we didn't succeed.
Yeah, Cooks. I remember the Brandin Cooks. They were trying to. That's pretty much our best value, right? Other than the running back,
Pierce.
He's been balling. So, oh well. We should have went out and got somebody. Damn it.
Right. I agree there.
Yeah, we need some big splash name, especially offensively. Receiver wise, I know they were trying to, do the thing with Brandin Cooks, but we shall see.
Yeah. Well, Chase Claypool, he got traded to your second favorite team. He went to the Bears. I thought that was.
I was just about to say if we would have went for him, I would have. I think right now I would rather have Claypool than have Cooks. I mean, Cooks is good too, but Claypool is kind of younger, and I don't know. Yeah. What do you think between Claypool and between Claypool and Brandin Cooks, who would you guys rather have?
I rather have Claypool because you can utilize them in more, like, with the sweeps and stuff like that. But I don't know if I'm okay trading the second round draft pick for him. I think that was a little too rich for my blood.
Yeah. More like third, fourth round pick, something like that.
Yeah, because we have what, 2 second rounds, right?
No,
Or
we got
3?
one.
We got one. I thought we had 2 second.
We got 2/3.
Yeah,
Oh,
2/3. Yeah, one second, I believe.
Two first, 1 second, 2/3.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
All stemming from the Deshaun and tonsil, still from all that, right?
No, I think just Deshaun.
It's all Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we have all the picks. It is actually interesting because you brought up Tunsil, but so when Miami got Chubb and Wilson, and basically that whole trade that we had with Tunsil allowed them to get Wilson. So I mean, frankly, Miami is so stacked right now; it's unbelievable. They definitely have one of the best rosters in the NFL.
And Tua is playing lights out too.
Tua is, but I gotta say, like, when you've got threats like Tyreek Hill and Waddle, I mean, of course, it's pretty hard not to ball out. Offensively, they're just stacked hardcore.
Yeah,
and you got rid of kind of a liability in Edmonds, and you got a promising running back in Wilson.
Jeff Wilson, yeah.
So
they did all that off trades, though.
Mm-hmm.
Did they release Edmonds or did they just trade him?
They traded him for Chubb.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the Broncos gave Chubb in the first round.
They're making some real good moves.
Yeah. They're all in. It looks like. I mean, they already beat the Bills, so why not?
Yeah.
Crenshaw, real quick, what was the most exciting trade?
Gotta be Smith from the Bears going to the Ravens, man. That's helped that defense tremendously, man. And I'm all for it, man. Whatever you can do to stop the Browns, I'm good with it, man.
Now, actually, I take that back. The same Bears. The Bears look like they're emptying out because they traded the edge rusher, the defensive end, Quinn.
Quinn to the we gonna see him tomorrow.
That was a steal right there, in my opinion.
Yeah, for I think like a 5th round pick. Yeah, they got him pretty cheap. So.
Yeah, he's a heck of a pass rusher. I watched the game.
Yeah.
BT, what about you? What was your most exciting trade?
Well, I mean, like I was saying, I think Miami, but what I also found interesting, divisional trade. Vikings got Hawk from the Lions. So that was quite interesting because that's something I definitely was not expecting at all. But Vikings taking TJ Hawk, I didn't think that was going to happen. And obviously this didn't happen on trade day, but the 49ers getting CMC, I think that was a huge win.
Yeah,
this past weekend he had that hat trick, a passing touchdown, a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown. Dude can do it all in one game. I mean, he's balling out. He's balling out the 49ers, and obviously they killed the Rams too, like this weekend. So
if we can stay healthy, that's a for sure solid pick.
So do y'all think just Debo's role lessens now with McCaffrey there?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he has to play in the backfield as much, so he can just be basically that receiver. But the sparing times that they actually do want to, change it up,
it's still available.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
and they could also throw McCaffrey out there at wideout and right next to Samuel.
Yeah, it gives defensive coordinators a lot more to work on.
Oh yeah, I put both of them in the backfield.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. And plus, you still got Kittle. I mean, dude. Yeah. Now if they can get a legit quarterback, they be stacked. So, So
you got a running back that can run routes like a receiver, and a receiver that can run like a running back. I mean, it's just freaking amazing combo.
Speaking of legitimate quarterback, Titans and Texans. We didn't see one at all that game. 17-10. Okoye, you're the guest. Tell us what was your there wasn't a lot of them, but what was the good points of the game?
Well,
and what were some of the terribles?
The trying to stop damn Derrick Henry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's a tall tax, but that should have been the more priority. Yeah, that game. I mean, just like every other game, we could have had that.
Yeah.
At least the first half looked like we could have had it. But it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating.
Oh, most definitely. Well, what was the signs on the offense that you were disappointed in? Was it that Mills couldn't throw the ball, or we couldn't get Pierce going?
A mixture of both. I mean, like the play calling could have been better. Yeah, as far as like just Springer, I need to see a little more screen action. I think that would open up, the passing game much more. So that's I mean, now people are starting to recognize Pierce is legit. So why not sprinkle a little bit of a screen game in there with him? That way, it just kind of like softens the run a little more, and he gets him to run even better. Because now they're like, okay, is it a screen? Is it a run? Is it, yeah. So our passing game that's a whole discussion.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Well, Crenshaw, are you getting the bag of chips open? Are we getting spicy with it?
Oh, I mean, first of all right. Before I say something, okay, let me ask you a question, Moby. How do you tackle a 6'3", 250-pound running back? Like, how do you do that, man?
Definitely not up top.
Right.
Definitely not up top. Go for them feet. Go for them. Go, yeah. It's not easy. Even for a defensive lineman, big defensive lineman as us, it's not easy.
Damn.
So just imagine a safety, a corner is weighs a buck 05, buck 50, 205, 215, try to tackle that freight train coming down. Yeah.
All right. Well, the game, I mean, we was really in the game. It was 7-3 at halftime. I mean, even though Henry he really didn't start running on them until the second half, but so they kind of kept him in check. It's just they couldn't pass the ball, and then that one promising drive Mills had, you got two receivers bumping into each other, interception. That should have been points right there. Steven Nelson picked off the pass, getting in the red zone. Should have been more than just 3 points right there. Then we got the fumble off the punt return. We get 0 points right there. So we had so many opportunities to put more points on board to actually win this game, and we didn't execute. I'm not counting that garbage time yards that Mills got at the end of the game. I'm not counting that. So I'm looking at this man has 65 yards passing. We cannot have our starting quarterback with 65 yards passing, man. That's ridiculous.
It's not gonna win no games.
Yeah, it's not gonna win no games, man. It was so frustrating, man. Like I say, usually I stay at least at a 2-minute warning, trying to beat traffic. I got the hell up out of there fourth quarter, man. I'm like, let me get the fuck up out of here, man. This shit here is embarrassing, man. It's embarrassing. It's like it doesn't make any sense to watch. This offense reminded me when we lost 30-0 against Kansas City in the playoff game. Y'all remember that game right there?
Yeah.
That offense, or the Letterman jacket game against New England. That's what this offense reminded me of on Sunday. And I was just upset, man. We got to do better. I mean, they see, like, okay, we're going to stack the box. We're going to make Mills beat us. And if he can't do it, they need to – I don't want to bench him because I kind of want him to keep getting his reps. But, damn, I mean, you got to send a message. Just bench him for a half, put Kyle Allen in, and then you can bring him back the next game. But just don't have us
a little change
same shit show. Yeah, it's not going to hurt. I mean, New England just did it on Monday Night Football. And then they went back to Mac Jones the following game. So we can do the same.
Knock it out till you try it.
Yeah, we can do the same shit. Just say, look, bro, look. we're not gonna see this every week. So we're gonna sit your ass down, put Kyle Allen in, and see what goes from there. But hey, that's all I got. VT, come on. I know you ready to rant, baby.
All right. So here's the thing. Yes, Mills performed poorly. Of course, there's no denying that. But our O-line probably had the worst performance of the season. I mean, you could say the Colts was also pretty bad, but Mills was pressured. I think 14 times was total. What other quarterback is being pressured that much in the league? Especially this week, I think
Zach Wilson
comes close, maybe, but not even. So I mean, he's getting pressured. Kenyon Green had a horrible game. Scott Quisenberry had a horrible game. You know, they're giving up QB hits. They're giving up sacks. The point is, like, when you're getting pressured that much, what the hell can you do? And the thing is, one of the things that Mills actually has improved in is actually recognizing the blitz and being able to make a pass and sometimes a touchdown, right? Like we saw that pass to Moore in the Raiders game. That was a hella awesome pass. But the thing is, he was just under pressure. He couldn't do anything. And that is a full blame on the O-line. And when you were watching that game and you just saw the O-line give up every goddamn thing, it wasn't even just on the passing game. Pierce, our man Pierce couldn't get off because he didn't open up any lanes for him. And most of the time you think, okay, that's not such a big problem because he's going through tackles anyway. But there was literally nothing open in terms of offense. So
and Green, that one play, Green ran into Pierce in the backfield, made him lose
and knocked him down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it seemed like
got bull rush. I'm like, it wasn't even. Dude, it was. Jeffrey Simmons is such a beast.
Oh yes, he is. The thing is, when you watch that game, it just seemed like we were totally unprepared. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like we didn't even have a game plan going in. We just walked in like without any sort of game script, with no planning whatsoever, and said, fuck it. Like, that's what it looked like to me. And then on top of that, obviously, we didn't stop the run, right? But we knew that we weren't going to be able to stop the run anyway. But the rant that I have is that some people just want to blame like one thing. The whole thing is it's all around. It's the run defense. It's the play calling. It's the quarterback. It's the O-line. It's every single part of the team is really suffering right now, especially in that game. Like, that was the worst game of the season, right? Like, that was actually difficult to watch towards the end, like the whole end. And I will say, just from a fantasy perspective, yes, it's garbage time, but thank God, because you helped me win a league. Like thank you, Mills, for throwing that to Pierce, because I was starting Pierce in 2 leagues, so I needed that in fantasy. So shout out to you, thank you. But yeah, I mean, it was just not a great game to watch, And I don't listen. I know that we're in rebuild year. We're in rebuild mode. We're not going to win every game. We're not going to win a lot of games, but be competitive. And not being able to move the ball at all and not be able to stop the run at all, it was just frustrating to watch.
Yeah, we got to be like bottom of the league right now as far as does Jacksonville have more wins than us? Or is it us in Jacksonville?
Yeah, Jacksonville has more wins because they started.
Yeah, it's us and the Lions. Us and the Lions.
Us and Lions.
Yeah, and since we got the tie, then the Lions got the less wins.
I think we're only one game behind the Jack. I could be wrong, but I think we're just one game.
All right. So, Amobi, I asked you this question before. I'm gonna ask you again. When, as a player, you see that the team not going anywhere, and you say, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna give my all."
Hold on, I lost you for a second. Say that again.
Okay. When does, as a player, when you see that the season's not going anywhere, you say, "Fuck it, I'm not gonna give my all. I'm just gonna half-ass it out there." Kind of like what Brandin Cooks is doing right now.
Honestly, as players, you don't, because at the end of the day, you play for not just for the team alone, but you're for yourself and stats and incentives and stuff like that. So that alone should motivate you to keep going regardless of the team outcome. You want to individually perform that way, because that tape out there is not just for you and your team you play for. It's the all other 31 teams in the league. That's your resume out there. So regardless of how the team is performing as a player, you want to go out there and perform and give it your all. So yeah, even regardless of how the outcome is, you just gotta, at the end of the day, be truthful to yourself and know that you gave it everything out there because, at the end of the day, you're playing for your incentives.
Well, let me
Okay, so what?
Go ahead, Crystal.
Okay, so what about the players that's making big money like Larry Tunsil that's already got the guaranteed money? I mean, he don't have to play as hard. Like kind of like last year, I feel like that he could have played the season last year, but he took the injury, took out for the rest of the year. And I think Brandin Cooks going to do the same thing this year with their wrist injury. I think he's going to come back.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, every player is definitely different, But I know for the majority of us that we out there when we're active, trying to give it more than what we can, just not only for your yourself, but your that's your resume. Like every other team is looking at it, just it doesn't work out with this team, then other teams going to be like, well, it's your effort is piss poor, so I'm not going to bring you.
You can lose some millions on that right there.
Yeah. Well, so it all depends on the character of the player.
Well, let me kind of piggyback off of Crenshaw. When does players start giving up on coaches? Not just necessarily the head coach, but like the offensive coordinator and such. When do players do that?
Man, yeah, when it's blatant and obvious that the coaching style or the coaching plays, the coach calling is not working, you see when players are fed up and not into it as they would normally be.
Yeah. Okay. Well, but here's my take of the game. If we were going to beat the Titans, it was Sunday. Malik Willis was 6 for 10, 55 yards and a touchdown. Yes, Derrick Henry ran all over us, but in the first half,
that was the game to win right there. You'll be at home. You're at the home crowd. You're playing against supposed to be the old Oilers. There's now the like when we play against Tennessee, it should be an extra oomph to
right. An extra slap in the mouth. Yeah, 110%. But yeah, he ran the ball on us. But in the first half, I think he had only 78 yards. We were slowing him down. He wasn't.
Yeah, we were.
And of course, it's the offense. The offense was
so technically, if we win all our division games, we can still be in the playoffs.
Yeah, we could have.
Because we tied with Colts, we lost to Tennessee. We beat Jacksonville.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, they handle division games.
But that's the thing, we gotta handle it. But here's the frustration I have. And yes, I agree with you, Crenshaw. Mills played horrible.
Horrible.
You know who was more horrible? Pep Hamilton. 3rd and 1. You run up the middle. Everybody and their mama on Sunday knew what they were doing on 3rd and 1. Hell, even the blind people at the blind college knew what Pep Hamilton was going to do on 3rd and 1. Like, up the middle all game was not helping. It was not working at all.
Right.
Green had a horrible game. You definitely can tell that we missed A.J. Cann. Like, A.J. Cann needs to come back ASAP. I'm like, that totally changed. But what is just the play call is so vanilla. I don't understand. Maybe he don't have no trust in Mills. If that's the case, he still needs to go. Like, you don't need an offensive coordinator that don't have trust in Mills. Like, it's either Mills or no. Like, you have to put trust. Am I right, Amobi? Do you need a coordinator that has trust in your quarterback? Or
of course.
Okay.
For sure.
Look, yeah.
That relationship has to be there. If not, nothing's gonna blend. This is gonna work.
But my frustration with Mills is he was working good in that first drive, and like you said, Crenshaw, he threw that interception, and then he turned midnight struck. He turned to a pumpkin. I don't get it. He turned. It's like we had Matt Schaub in 2012 again, where he just starts just disappearing.
Brock Osweiler,
yeah. Brian Hoyer, like I don't get it. Like, well, no, he needs to bounce back from those. Every time he throws a pick, he needs to forget it. That's a new drive. Quit worrying about throwing picks. worrying about extending the drives. That's
Right.
what's killing. That's what's killing the defense. Like I said, the defense did a good job in the first half, but got tired in the second half. Crenshaw, you're right. You hit the nail on the coffin. Like we had so many times to get. We could have been up 21-7 easily. Like you're in the red zone, and your best player on the field don't touch the ball once.
What's up with that Rex Bergman pass? He is not CMC. Why the hell they try the Rex Bergman pass like that, man? What the like? Why you so cute right there?
I guess at this point in time, they just want to try any and everything.
Well, look, if you want to do something like that, hell, do a Wildcat with Jeff Allen again and have him throw the ball. He's a fucking quarterback. Like, don't give it to Burkhead.
Right.
I mean, I applaud the creativity, but come on, man.
You can't get creative when they like 31st in scoring, something like that. I don't want you to get creative right there, man. Did Damon Pierce even touch the ball that series?
He didn't. Not in the red zone. He didn't touch it once in the red zone.
I don't get it. Did OJ Howard play?
He did.
Yeah, he played. Because
the
first pass they threw it to him. It was like 3 dudes on him, and they still threw the ball. I didn't get that.
It seemed like he played to me. I'm like, I was looking and I'm like,
well, I be getting OJ and Akins messed up sometimes because they body structure is like the same.
So did the broadcast team. I don't know if y'all got that too, but they called OJ Howard Jordan Akins. But
they have.
I mean, the tight end should be a quarterback's best man's friend. That's what they say, right? So,
especially in the red zone, right? I mean,
yeah, especially when
that's your butter.
It's not
look,
obtained.
Well, that wasn't that flea flicker? Didn't it go to OJ Howard?
It did.
That crazy ass call, that flea flicker.
And
flea flicker to a tight end.
Yeah. Why not throw it back to Mills and let him throw it? Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, Mills threw it, but he threw it to a tight end and then went for no yards. Like, what kind of play was that?
They tried everything.
That's where I'm frustrated with this team. I'm frustrated with Pep Hamilton. Like, yeah, you can say Lovey is not doing what he's supposed to as a head coach and a defensive-minded coach. But when your offense ain't moving, it's going to help the defense. It's going to hurt the defense. But Pep Hamilton, everybody wants to say Pep Hamilton's a great quarterback guru. He helped Andrew Luck. He helped Justin Herbert. If you helped him, why do you get fired from with Andrew Luck? You had Frank Gore, Andrew Luck, T.Y. Hilton, and he still got fired. Like, come on, man. People want to say it's a talent and not Pat Hamilton's fault. No. If you're an offensive coordinator and you're so great like everybody says you are, it doesn't matter the talent you have. You bring the best out of them. I mean, Amobi, you're a player. Isn't that correct?
True.
So, I mean, I'm
trying to think of who else out there that is doing a good job that can come in and can
Ben Jones. I'll take Ben Jones in a heartbeat.
Which guy?
Ben Jones from the Lions. I would take him.
The Lions offensive coordinator.
And you know who else I would take? I think he's with the Rams. I'm not sure, but his dad used to coach here. I'll take Mr. Clint Kubiak. I would love for the zone blocking.
He with the Broncos.
The Broncos, yes.
Yeah.
I would love the zone blocking. Maybe that's why the run game has improved in Denver. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So
you can take the Eagles offensive coordinator. That's the guy that really worked with Justin Herbert. You know, they give it to Pep, but it was that guy. But VT, give us your Pep breakdown on other quarterbacks that he played.
Okay, that's exactly what I want to get into. And because if Leo's watching, I told him I'm going to go into bitch mode. So here's bitch mode VT. All right. So the whole
BVT, let's go.
So the whole thing is that the whole prep the pro Pep thing, right? Because every single time you say, "Oh, but look what Pep did to Andrew Luck, and look what he did to Justin Herbert, and look how he helped Davis Mills last year." So I started going through this and I was like, something's got to be up. So obviously we're doing a little investigation. I just want to read this off here on just some of the quarterbacks that no one ever really talks about. All right. Chad Pennington, Quincy Carter, Brooks Bellinger, Alex Smith, Brian Grease, Rex Grossman, Kyle Orton, Jay Cutler, Justin Herbert, Andrew Luck, and Davis Mills. Now, here's the interesting thing. If you look at some of the quarterbacks, right, and in fact, I looked at all of them, but just here's the highlights. If you look at these, what you find out is the second year that Pep is there, they all do worse. Chad Pennington, he started out with a quarterback rating of 91. Second year, 70.9. Rex Grossman, first year, 66.4. Second year, 59.7. Andrew Luck started out 96.5. Second year, 74.9. Davis Mills, first year, 88.8. Second year, 81.9. And it goes on like that. And if you keep looking at this, what you find out is that the second year that Pep is there, being an OC, because whether he goes to quarterback coach to OC or he is an OC there, he actually makes quarterbacks worse. And so now here is my question. Now, this is the rant that I had with my whole article this morning. And yes, I was kind of raging when I was typing it up like this. But the whole thing is that you have to obviously understand that like Lovie Smith and Nick Caserio obviously looked into Pep Hamilton's past. They saw what he did in terms of what he did with those quarterbacks, and they still promoted him from quarterback coach to OC. Knowing this, now the question becomes: do I now have to? Can I judge the entire front office? Because at this point, I've been trying to say, you know what? I'm trusting the front office, trust the process. Let's trust Nick Caserio. Let's trust Lovie Smith. But now, when I even think about it deeper, now I'm thinking I don't know if I can trust everything. Because let's go back to what Aaron Wilson said when he was on the show, right? Aaron Wilson confirmed that was going to be head coach for the Houston Texans, and it was Cal McNear that stopped it. That means that Nick Caserio was going to allow someone who only coached high school to become head coach of this organization. So McNear stepped in and stopped it. So my concern now is that we're kind of seeing some bad examples. We're seeing stuff that I honestly didn't necessarily look into until I start talking to, these insiders and stuff like Aaron Wilson and stuff. Steph Stradley, she even admitted it as well. So, I mean, think about it, guys. Nick Caserio was going to allow a high school quarterback, a high school assistant head coach, not even head coach, assistant head coach to come and to be head coach of the Houston Texans. And is that not supposed to be worrying to you?
I mean, yeah, it is worrying, but I hate to play devil's advocate, but that's the new crave of the NFL. Is these? Well, I know most of these guys have experience, but these young coaches, McVay, McDaniels for the Niners or the Dolphins, like you got all these young guys. Look, I get it. Would I want it? No, but also that kind of gives a point of why Pep Hamilton is the OC, because his want of a head coach got nixed at the last minute, so he had to scramble and get Lovie Smith and Pam Hamilton instead of getting a head coach like Josh McCown and bringing their own guys. So that's where we're stuck. So to me, I kind of think, which everybody don't think it's going to happen, but I think Lovie is one and done. I think he's going to retire after this year.
They should have brought Josh in as like a quarterback's coach or
agreed, offense assistant,
something like that. And then if within his job you noticing he has some attributes as a head coach, then you put him as an interim head coach, and just in case
And like Aaron Wilson said too, it wasn't just Nick Caserio. The Eagles offered him the offensive coordinator job, and he turned it down. The Jaguars were interested in him as a coach too, He turned them, well, not a head coach, but a coaching job, but he turned them down. Like, he is a very scouted coaching prospect. But I agree, he needs some experience under the belt.
But you see, there's a difference about putting him
I agree with you. Yeah,
in one aspect versus being the head coach. And here's why I'm also questioning Josh McCown's ability to say I need to start from the bottom before I get to the top. They offered him the associate head coach position before they gave it to Lovie Smith. So when David Culley was head coach, they offered Josh McCown the associate head coach position, and he said, I wanted to take a year off from the NFL and I wanted to coach my son. Understandable, spend time with your family, got it. Fine. But then don't think that you can just all of a sudden snap your fingers and be head coach of a professional football team with no experience. I mean, if he came from college or something, I would be down with that. But,
exactly.
But we're talking high school, and it's a volunteer associate head coach position too. Like it's not even a head coach, but it's a volunteer associate head coach position.
I'm damn you, V. You're making me play devil's advocate.
It's a real spit in the face to guys who worked up the ranks, man. Like, come on.
Right, and I get. I'm not saying he should be the head coach. He should, but also being a career backup quarterback, he's basically a career quarterback coach because he once the play is over.
I had him as a teammate in Chicago. Wonderful guy, wonderful guy. Football wise, knows his stuff. It's just come on, let's.
Well, that's what I'm saying. As a backup quarterback, that's basically you're basically the second quarterback coach because you and the starting quarterback are sitting on the bench and you're going over plays. Hey, look, this is what you missed. You said on this. You said audible here. You know, so he does have the.
No, he has the capability of being a head coach. Just not now. Like timing.
Exactly. I'm not. No, I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he deserved it, but the reality is he's a little bit closer to what most people expect. Which I don't want him on the team, period. Hopefully Mike Tomlin gets fired soon because that's the guy I want, Mike Tomlin.
That would be a good hire.
Yeah. And BT, sorry to cut you off. Any more else on your? Yeah.
And if I'm gonna just rant, if I continue my rant, can I just talk about Brandin Cooks for a moment here? Not to necessarily just switch topics, but I guess I am switching topics, but. Here is another scenario where this does not make sense to me. So I'm not take out the spicy chips. Exactly. Take out those spicy chips right now. So here's the thing that I don't like. All right. You remember that interception that happened that Mills threw during the Raiders game, right? So Mills threw that interception. You saw you saw Brandin Cooks throw his hands up in the air, walk off the field while the play was still live. Tunstall, the highest paid person on that team, running down the field trying to stop the dude that just caught the interception, while Brandin Cooks is like, fuck it, I'm out of here. So the fact of the matter is Brandin Cooks has given up. He checked out. He's had a crap season up until this past weekend where Nico Collins got hurt. Nico Collins had outperformed him. He's had 17 less targets and he's had more yards. So you have a sophomore wide receiver outperforming a vet. Okay. Now that's one issue. So now he's checked out. Now we're talking about potentially trading Brandin Cooks to the Dallas Cowboys. Now I understand that the reports were that we were asking for a second. Now, however, if you think about this, if Brandin Cooks has checked out, he has been liking posts about him getting traded. He had made comments about how much he enjoyed Easterby. And he essentially, when asked, do you think that you'll be traded? All the other times that he was asked about being traded, he specifically said, I don't ever want to be traded. I'll retire before I'm traded. Now he was saying, oh, that's inside stuff. I don't want to talk about it. So it's clear that he checked out. So if you know that as Nick Caserio, and yet you're still going to try to fight for a second round pick. Like, in my opinion, I don't care if it was a fourth round pick. you offload him. Now we have an $18 million guaranteed contract with the receiver that he says he has an injury. He probably wants us just set out. Now we're going to pay him $18 million to do nothing. And if he does not actually get better over the course of this season, we'll be lucky. We'll get a 5th round pick, if anything, at the end of this season. And it just essentially becomes a waste. Why wasn't he offloaded take a discount on him? Get that draft capital.
Well, and I could be wrong, but from what I'm reading and understanding is the Cowboys wanted to give us a second for him. It was the money situation. They wanted us to eat some of the cap, and Nick Casario said no. So that's what stopped the trade. It wasn't the price of the draft capital. It was the actual contract. Which the Cowboys didn't want to eat the whole $18 million. They wanted the Texans to eat some, and just couldn't. Same thing happened to the Panthers and Baker Mayfield this offseason before that trade at draft. It happens more often than none. But yeah, I agree with you. We should have got rid of him.
Well, I mean, that could be the case. Aaron Wilson said it was a combination of both. But the thing is, you eat some of that if you have to offload him. Because now that what I'm saying is that at this point, I don't think we can. I don't think that we can actually get anything like at the end of the season. I think that we're going to struggle to get rid of him.
I don't think so.
I think they still can trade him. I mean, same thing with Deshaun last year. They was pushing us to trade him last year, but we didn't. We waited, held our ground. We got great value for him. Same thing with Cooks. You set him down for the rest of the year, you'll get the same value for him. Cooks is being cooked. In New Orleans, he got upset that Michael Thomas was emerging. He wanted out of New Orleans. This is how he's been his whole entire career.
Every third year, he has fallen off. Every third year.
Yeah. So he just cooks being cooked. But I think we're gonna get still good value for him. We're still gonna eat that contract no matter what. Right. But I'm glad he held this ground because Bill O'Brien would have panicked and just traded him. You know what I'm saying?
From New Orleans, he went to New England, right? And from New England,
New England, to Los Angeles. Yeah, he went to Los Angeles, then Los Angeles to Houston, and every year, he just been like that. This grown everywhere he goes.
Like, I know you're kind of. I'm not saying that you kind of are giving up on Nick. I know you're kind of frustrated with him, but the dude that traded Mark Ingram for a 3rd round draft pick. Like, I think he can do some gold with Brandin Cooks. I think we at draft we get a 2nd or a 3rd, and honestly, it's what he's worth. I mean, we all thought he was a great receiver, but obviously we were wrong. So
it's crazy. During the offseason, we were saying, don't trade Cooks. Mills needs his best weapon. Don't get rid of Pep Hamilton. He helped Mills so much last year. Now we stand here in November, say get rid of both of them. That's crazy, man.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah, you like that.
Yeah. And then on the Josh McCown thing, see, he would have been like I don't know if you guys watch basketball like that, but he would have been like Steve Nash. Steve Nash was a consultant, and he just all of a sudden became a head coach of Brooklyn, and they know he can coach. And now he's fired now. So I think that's what would happen. That would happen to Josh McCown. He would have came in, it'd have been too much for him, and he would have been fired too soon. So I think he needs to be some type of assistant,
work his way up.
Just work his way up because it's disrespecting to the other guys in the league that's been assistants for a long time and never got a head coaching job. And this guy just come in and be a head coach, especially with his skin color. And they know they're gonna talk about that.
Yep.
Yeah. So you can't.
Hey! Last time we brought that up, we almost we got called racist. So let's not go that route.
I'm just saying because if he comes, I'm just saying.
I feel you. You're right. You're 100% right. Well, I'm just telling you. Be careful. All right.
Oh yeah.
But hey, what do you always say? Any bad publicity is good publicity, right?
Yeah.
So,
controversy sells, man. So
exactly.
you gotta keep it up. You gotta keep it up. But
because everybody be watching us. Yeah. just wait for us to slip up. So you know it. Well, guys, we're almost at that time, so we'll get a quick prediction of the game tomorrow, which me and Crenshaw will be at. So if y'all there, hit us up. We'll
Moby,
definitely
you gonna be there too?
Yeah, I'll be there.
The plan is to be.
No, not talking about Moby. Plans to be.
The plan is to be. I'll know. I'll know actually tomorrow morning.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah. Let's get these predictions going. Man.
Well, let me know, Moby, if you're gonna be there, because I got a nephew who's a big fan of yours. So
okay,
I'll swing by and let him meet you. I know that'll make his day. But yeah, I'll start with you, Moby. What's your predictions for tomorrow?
Honestly, I really think the Texans are gonna pull an upset.
Like it.
I think Philly is gonna come in confident. Thinking they got this in the bag. Houston's gonna want to put on just not for the football, but also for baseball.
Which we're winning, by the way. But
say what?
I said which we're winning, by the way, 3-0. So
we are right now?
5. No, it's 5-0.
5-0.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I know they were playing before I got on, but please, let's win up. Win this series. We need one of these damn professional teams to do something, damn it. Yeah. Well, hell, the Stros, they've been in it the last couple of years, so we got to give them the props for that. So,
yep.
So, real quick, what's the score?
I predict Texas winning. I say 24-21.
Ooh, I like it. This is gonna be a nail biter. Crenshaw, speak to me, brother.
Okay, the trap game thing is real. It's very, very, very real. But unfortunately, it's not real for us. We're gonna get our ass whooped. We'll get our ass whooped, man. I'm predicting 30-6.
Woo! I hope not.
We only get field goals. We only get field goals, man. That defense is gonna kill us, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just got what's name too? Was Quinn?
Yeah. He's gonna kill us.
But Jordan Davis is out on IR, so hopefully
they don't much need Jordan Davis.
I know, but hopefully Pierce can have a big game because
that boy is
huge.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's advertised. Yeah. It's a kid from Georgia, right? The rookie.
Yep. Yes. One of my draft questions.
Yeah. All right, BT. Well, let it rip. What you got?
So I don't think it's going to be quite as bad in terms of offense as Crenshaw, but it's going to be bad. I think that we're looking at like 42-7. It's going to we'll get a TD. I'm going to assume it's going to be a rushing TD, but it's going to be left around 42-7. That's my prediction for tomorrow.
Okay. Well, the running game sucks, so they're not. I mean, they're still probably going to get 100 yards rushing on us, but I don't think they're going to beat us that way. I say I got it on the fence with Amobi. I think it's a trap game. I'm going to say 28-21 Texans. They're looking next week and thinking that they're going to go undefeated. So, guys, before we hang up, let you know we have been sponsored by Manscaped. If you enter Manscaped or fan battle at manscaped.com, you get 20% off and free shipping. Some great stuff, guys. We all got it. So check it out. Some good news. Amobi, tell us where we can find you at and what you're working on.
All right. Well, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook, Amobi Okoye 91, and that's pretty much the social platforms you can find me in, and Candid. So those I'm on for sure. Okay. And my foundation, Amobi Okoye Foundation.
Always a good foundation. Crenshaw, what you got, brother?
You can find me at 5-4 Crenshaw everywhere.
Everywhere.
You can find me on Twitter, Brown Chubby Bear. You can find me on Reddit on Chubby Brown Bear. Also, I just started our own subreddit, the Texas, our own subreddit here. So you don't just have to use the Texan subreddit. Now you can use ours. So come and join it. Right now it's we're just a few members here and there, but let's grow it. Come down and check me out on Reddit. Join our subreddit as well. That way we can have a little more in-depth conversations. We can all rant and get angry at each other.
Awesome. And you can find me at Fire Pep. No, I'm just kidding. A1 Day One Texans. You can find the podcast Texans Fan Battle everywhere. And guys, also like BT said, follow Reddit, but also get on our Instagram. We have a new game on Friday. It's called Name That Player. A couple weeks back, Amobi, we had you. Nobody, you stumped everybody. Nobody knew who you were. So before we head out, you have to give us a Texan player that we have to make them guess by just the colleges and stuff. So,
a former player, current.
Either.
Yeah. Let's go with Darius Walker.
All right. I haven't heard that name in years. All right, yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah, he was a part of my draft class. So that's what I was just thinking about.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was what, 4th round, wasn't he?
I forgot, but we always just call him Golden Dome because his head and playing at what's his name? Irish. Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Yeah. Well, guys, thank you again for tuning in. Make sure you check us next week, and hopefully the Texans upset the Eagles, but I doubt it. Till then, guys, have a good one.
All right, y'all.
Let's go.